Dalam pidato Presiden Joe Biden sehari sebelum 1 tahun pemerintahannya, satu negara mendapat perhatian khusus.
Russia will be held accountable if it invades, and it depends on what it does. It's one thing if it's a minor incursion and then we end up having a fight about what to do and not do, etc. But if they actually do what they're capable of doing with the force amassed on the border, it is going to be a disaster for Russia if they further invade Ukraine, and that our allies and partners are ready to impose severe cost and significant harm on Russia and the Russian economy.
Selama beberapa pekan, Presiden Rusia Vladimir Putin memobilisasi puluhan ribu pasukan di perbatasan dengan Ukraina. Amerika Serikat dan Ukraina menganggap mobilisasi pasukan ini sebagai ancaman. Dan isu ini berulang kali diangkat oleh Presiden Biden, termasuk dalam 2 kali pembicaraan langsungnya dengan Vladimir Putin selama Desember. Dan isu ini pula yang kemudian diangkat dalam serangkaian kunjungan Menlu Amerika Serikat, termasuk ke Kiev, Jenewa, dan Berlin. Menlu AS Antony Blinken berbicara dengan VOA saat lawatan ke Kiev.
We've offered Russia a clear choice, a choice between pursuing dialogue and diplomacy on the one hand, or confrontation and consequences on the other hand. And we've just been engaged in an intensive series of diplomatic engagements with Russia, directly between us through the Strategic Stability Dialogue at NATO with the NATO-Russia Council, at the OSCE, the Organization for Security and Cooperation in Europe. And my hope remains that Russia will pursue that diplomatic path. It's clearly preferable.
Pemerintahan Biden didesak tegas menyikapi Rusia.
The focus now should be on stopping an invasion, not talking about what happens afterwards. What happens afterwards is not really debatable. The Russians are going to have a very good first day if they invade. After that, the sledding gets very difficult, as they have found out in other places. Occupying a country is very difficult. It's expensive in both blood and treasure. And the president said he has pointed that out to President Putin.
Menurut analis, Biden bisa banyak belajar dari pengalaman era Perang Dingin.
One of the lessons from the Cold War is you have to be clear where your lines are, so there aren't misperceptions. And so I think it is important he is making certain that Vladimir Putin does not underestimate the resolve of the United States, but he's also showing that the United States has limited aims. Our goal is not to bring Ukraine into NATO anytime soon, but we will not allow an external power to dictate the future of NATO. So I think having those clear lines is important.
Rusia selama ini menolak keanggotaan Ukraina dalam NATO. Setelah begitu banyak negara yang dulu dalam lingkar pengaruhnya saat Perang Dingin akhirnya juga bergabung dengan fakta pertahanan tersebut. Dari Washington DC, Nova Poerwadi dan tim.